of my friends, Coach Chris, Team Critical Bench, here with Ashley Drummonds, hanging out here at the Zoo Health Club in Clearwater, Florida. And Ashley and I were just talking about John Rowley's newest product, Extremely Simple Fat Loss. And he really does do a good job, and this is a really comprehensive product that he's put together. Has multiple books, starting guide, supplement guide, workout guide. It's fantastic. It's an amazing value. If you look below, you can see the link for it. But we were talking about, there's a lot of things that go into making changes in your life or getting to the next step, right? And to get to the next step in life, we need to set goals for ourselves. But it's not always just that simple. It's not just, saying what we want to be able to do 6 months from now or a year from now, and then magically that's going to happen. We need to come up with a plan. And what John, he touches on all the things, all the components that you need to be able to make the change that you want in your life when it comes to fat loss, muscle gains, looking the way that you want to look. And the first step is to list out all your goals in a timeline, in the order in which you want to achieve them. Women, I think, are probably better at this, maybe because they started it from a younger age.
We're planners.
Yeah.
We're more planners.
Okay. Guys, not so much. No. Yeah. I mean, guys like to feel like they're in control, but as most guys can relate, doesn't always.
Don't really like to plan.
Yeah.
You just want the final decision.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. And with fat loss, or with a lot of things in life, it doesn't work out that way. So what John's saying is, whether your time frame is a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, put what your goal is and the time frame next to it that you're hoping to achieve it for all your goals, 5 of them, 2 of them, 10 of them, okay? Secondly, write down your why next to that goal, right? Because the why is extremely powerful and necessary. Why do you want to achieve a particular goal? Do you want to bench more weight, squat more weight? Do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to have a particular body fat percentage?
Right.
Have you done that before?
Yeah, I think the why is important too, though, when you start to lose motivation, to remind you. So that way you're not just looking at the goal of, okay, I'm going to lose 5 pounds. That's not very motivating. If you want to lose 5 pounds to have more energy and look better and feel better and all those things, that's going to motivate you a lot more than just, 5 pounds, I don't care. There's no point behind it. So I think it's very motivating as well.
It carries more weight.
Right.
When you read your why that you wrote a year prior and you've gotten lazy about whatever your goal was, it can kind of rekindle the motivation a little bit.
It's a fresh perspective.
Yeah. So that would be the second step in your action plan. And then divide your goal, step 3, into categories: short range, mid range, and long range, which I think is really smart. So really all you're doing is you're taking those goals that you originally wrote out, and some of them are probably going to be attainable in a relatively short period of time. Some of them maybe within a year, and then some of them, might take, like especially in our professional lives, anything that's maybe business related or career related, that might be, longer term. Whereas maybe if it's a habit, which I've talked about in a previous video, a habit that you're trying to change, that could be something that you can reach within a matter of weeks.
Right.
So know what goals you have, know why they're important to you, and then what's the timeline or time frame on making those changes. And then the last goal, or the last action step to accomplish your goals, would be for each of your top 5 goals to write down the one action that you can do today, right now, to get started on that goal. So that's important too, is what small thing, what little thing can I do today that'll help me start to make those necessary changes to accomplish my goal? Because a a lot of times we bite off in our culture, we bite off more than we can chew. It's like all or none. It's extremes. It's not moderation. It's, if it's 1, it's 100.
Right.
And a lot of times what we need to do is just breathe, relax for a second, and realize that it's going to take maybe several steps for us to accomplish something, and it's not going to happen in a day or with one action. It's going to maybe take multiple actions to get there. So, and are guys and girls different in that regard, would you say?
I think girls tend to be a little more overwhelmed with it than guys are.
Okay.
I think girls have a bad habit of thinking everything has to be accomplished at once. And I mean, guys do too, but then whenever we don't accomplish it all because we didn't lay out these guidelines, then we feel like, oh, I have to quit, I can't do this. So it can be very overwhelming instead of just being like, no, one day at a time, then a week, then a month, and it all builds. You have a little pyramid that kind of becomes a whole picture.
I think when it comes to, especially with fat loss, which obviously this is all about, but also with maybe improving your ability with a particular lift, like guys that mostly watch our channel, and we're looking to, if we want to deadlift 405 for a triple, and right now we're only deadlifting 315 for a triple, we need to create an action plan for that and goals. And we don't just walk in one day and start attempting really heavy weight and end up injuring ourselves. It has to be systematic. And, it's like that, I think, with most things in life. And we sometimes just have to remind ourselves of that and put it down in black and white in front of us. Whether it's something that you write down or put in the computer, I think you do a better job of holding yourself accountable and being able to really stick to something long term.
Well, I think too, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given is to tell everybody your goals. Because then you got so many people that hold you accountable and they're asking, like, hey, you said a month ago you were going to do this, have you done this? And there's more around you that's constantly reminding you. So write it down, but then stick it where you can see it. Tell people who are close to you, who are going to question you about it too, to hold you up for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. That's really good advice, and I have heard that before too. In fact, Mr. Westerdahl, Coach Westy, the founder of Critical Bench, we've talked about that before. He's like, if we let everybody know who follows us about a particular goal, we can't escape it.
No.
So it can, I guess it can haunt you in a way, but for good reason. So, well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Ashley, for your input. We do appreciate it to get other points of view rather than just mine, because I can have a warped perspective on things sometimes. So check the link below for this amazing product, extremely simple fat loss with your man, John Rowley, who's a really good friend of ours. And thank you so much for watching. Coach Chris, Team Critical Bench. We'll see you again real soon.